Yes, guys, welcome to the next lesson. So in this one, we're going to be looking at trading news events. So in comparison to before this course, I assume that not many of you would have been able to understand the implications of news events and the statements and data released. However, now I hope that you have a grasp of at least what's going on and the implication it has on the directional bias of a currency pair. So of course, throughout this whole course, we've looked at if you refer back to that economic train video, we've gone through pretty much every component of it, and what drives the markets, what central banks do about everything, the breaks concept that we had with interest rates, of course the inflation as the speed. Now you understand the different sort of news events that happen as well, the data releases. Always look back to our economic drivers videos, and then of course about CPI data and everything like that. You understand what implication it has. Are we in inflationary or deflationary conditions? What part of the market cycle are we in as well? And then of course, when it comes to fundamentals, there's always going to be more and more to learn. So if there's any news event and you read about it, you read an article on it, there's a few terms, for example, that we haven't come across. Of course, do a bit more research. Of course, notify me as well, so potentially I can give some insight into this as well. But in terms of actually trading news events, how do I usually prepare? So first of all, um, gain some insight to the news event previous to it, read up on it. So I look through any of the website links that are previously listed, read any articles on there, understand the implications of what's going on. Second part is prepare your charts for points of interest in both ways if you're unsure of what the event could lead to. So let's just say, for example, we're waiting on the Fed to announce tapering, for example. We've got to prepare if the Fed actually announced tapering. So what does that mean? That means most likely we're going to be seeing EU sells. So let's prepare something like that. But if they announce that due to unemployment, due to CPI data, which just shows inflation, everything like that, if they say that we're not considering tapering at the moment, then that means we can potentially see some EU buys instead. So prepare both points of interest on both sides of the markets. And then, of course, at the end of it, once the news event passes, backtest this news event um, of what happened today, but also before the news event is released, backtest what happened previously as well. So look back a few weeks, back a few months as well, understand the effect it had on the markets. So if you take the example of the NFP video that I just covered at the end of the last part of the course, I've done a lot of research in the past when I was understanding my strategy and understanding the impact of the news. I looked back to every single news event and actually explored what happened and what was the implications of the news that was released. So yeah, guys, I just want to keep it short and sweet. That's all there is to understand. It's quite self-explanatory because you've gone through all of this until now, through all the content that I've released. But yeah, guys, anyways, take care and I'll see you in the next video.